Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Carmen's Closet. I'm Alicia, and we're back for another How to Get Away with Murder review, season 6, episode 2. So every season, the kids work on a number of cases, and this case is about a kid named Hector who got caught trying to cross the border from Mexico into the U.S., and Connor and Asher is working on this case. And, Connor always seems to need someone to help him out and someone to lean on and get answers from, and Annalise doesn't have time to do that for him, so he has to figure things out. And I mean, like, it's his last year in law school, so he should kind of have his shit together by this time. And we see that he's still trying to figure out they need a translator for this kid. They go and get Tegan, and Tegan can say Castillo so well, and I can't say it to save my life, but she can speak Spanish very well, so she was able to do some translation for the kid, and that kind of helped, Connor kind of get things rolling, him and Asher. And I want to say they chose a pretty good defense for this kid, and the whole thing about how they're treating these children, and just like in the real world today, we don't know what's going on over in them camps, or I don't even know how the holding cells, I don't know how they're doing it, but we know this, it's pretty bad standards. And this kid is like scared to death. He's hiding under the table, you know what I mean? Like, he's in the courtroom, he brings him in the courtroom so that everyone can see like how scared this kid is. And I thought that was a great idea for him to do that. And he was trying to stick it to the judge, and the judge like, hold on, like I feel you. And he ends up getting a continuance, so we'll see what happens. He made a promise to the kid that he'll get the kid and his mother back together, but I don't know if he'll be able to do that, but we'll see. Michaela is mad at Annalise for not letting her know that she knew her father, and Annalise tried to let Michaela know that she really didn't know her dad like that, and she had volunteered on a case, and that's pretty much where it ends. And I do kind of feel like she has a reason to be mad at Annalise a little bit, because we see later on that she goes to look for him, and she finally finds him because he was lost in the system, and she goes to upstate New York only to find out that he is deceased. And in that whole situation, I feel like it could have been avoided if she would have known this, because at this point she's been a student at this college for some years now, and Annalise knew that little bit of information. Even though she didn't know him personally, she probably could have been able to visit him at a jail sooner. So I kind of understand, but Michaela, her attitude, the way she be talking to Annalise and calling her bitches and shit is just unnecessary sometimes. But I felt her pain a little bit in this situation, and you see she breaks down, and Annalise hugs her and whatnot. So I kind of feel bad, but I didn't want to believe that Gabriel didn't know that his mother was up to what she was up to. Like, I felt like they had something going on between the two of them. Like, they had some type of plan to come and get at Annalise, and with Gabriel trying to figure out what happened to Sam. Like, I felt like they were in cahoots together, and now that she was back, like, shit was gonna hit the fan, them both together. But we see that Gabriel really didn't know that she was in town. He finds out from Annalise. And, Vivian got a bone to pick with Annalise. So I'm like, we don't have time for this. Like, the FBI is still in the background. Like, we do not need her coming around. We already got Gabriel snooping around trying to figure out what happened to Sam. Now we got to deal with his mama. And she rolls up on Annalise at the school and was like, well, what you done did now? And I'm just like, who the hell does she think she is? Anyway, she got a bone to pick with Annalise, and it just seems like she was butthurt, but just like Annalise told her, like, that was 25 years ago that I stole your man. Like, are you still mad? And apparently she was still mad. Like, I was blown away that was why she was coming to do all of this. She went to Tegan and she tried to say that Annalise has some criminal activity going on, and that she would end up suing, if it was her, or, putting that information out there, people would sue. And I was just like, really? Like, you really pushing it, you know what I mean? Like, she trying to get Annalise in jail. Like, this girl is going hard. And then we see later on, Nate finds out that she was also talking to the feds. So I was just like, she gotta go. She gotta go. And Annalise was trying to, like, not really go hard on her and kind of let the chips fall where they will fall. But she ends up having to go over there and be like, listen, Gabriel killed your boyfriend. I don't think the FBI would want to know that information. And she didn't know that. So they have this conversation. And I think that Annalise ends up just admitting to her role in messing with her husband, because Sam was married. You know what I mean? Like, you were sleeping with a married man and you did steal her man. But at the same time, it was so long ago. But she's still hurt because she basically said that, Sam was magic for her and she was never able to get that back, which is probably why she ended up turning to drugs and whatnot. And we see that Bonnie even falsified her criminal record and try to get her messed up that way, but ends up backfiring on Bonnie. And Annalise did tell Bonnie, like, chill out. Like, we're not trying to do that. And Bonnie got fired. I was like, damn. All right, which is good. She can come back to, the house and work for Annalise. You know what I mean? Like, she was always down with the crew anyway, still working with Annalise and for Annalise, but that job did help her get some more information, you know what I mean, being on the inside like that. So I'm kind of mad that she lost the job, but that just sends her into, working more with Annalise and the students. But I don't know. I just feel like this whole thing with Vivian was just unnecessary. Like, she just came out of nowhere. And Gabriel, he kind of flips out on her too for, like, not letting him know about his father, and that she tells him that, Sam actually did come to visit him when he was 11. I think it was at his grandmother's house. But the grandmother never told her. So they just had a whole bunch of shit that they just were talking about with each other as mother and son. Like, that should have came out a long time ago between them. And he shouldn't have to go this far to come and find answers about, his father. And now she wants to give the damn answers when she get ready to. So I can see why Gabriel's mad, but it's also making me be like, so all that shit I thought about Gabriel, maybe he is who he say he is, and therefore we know he wants to know about his father. Like, that's a given. But I just thought he had, like, a whole nother, like, motive, you know what I mean? And now I'm like, he might be okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I always looked at Gabriel with a hard side eye. So I'm just like, okay. We may have something here. Like, he might be able to join the crew. We'll see. I like the way Frank really went about trying to get to the bottom of what's going on. Because let's remember, like, the main thing was really about Laurel. Like, where the hell is Laurel? And we decided in that last episode to kind of say F Laurel. Apparently, all this shit kind of stems from her, and she seems to be able to fend for herself pretty well, which is why Annalise was just like, she's good. Let's worry about ourselves. And I was like, yeah, actually, like, forget Laurel. But now we see Frank, but I still want to know what happened. So I like that Frank he went into his investigative mode and got to the bottom of some shit. And, well, somewhat. But Frank's trying to figure out, he took the key from out of that picture when the cops were at the house, when they told the police about Laurel missing and whatnot. And he goes to meet Mr. Casillo. I forget what his first name was. And at prison, I was like, damn, I forgot that he got, he was in jail after that whole situation with, little Chris or whatnot. And he's looking, I don't know about y'all, but he's a good looking man, even with all the hair and all that stuff. But yeah, so we see he's really, really locked up, and he doesn't really want to talk to Frank. And, he's like, listen, help me, help me. And he's just like, forget Laurel. That's what I thought. And he shows the key as Mr. Casillo is walking away, and he comes back. And he's like, listen, how do you, like, Laurel is good. Like, I don't know what's going on with Laurel. And I was just like, But then again, he's like, Well, Laura always brings problems her way to like all the men, like Wes, him, now Frank. And I was like, And he's well aware that Laura really hates him or whatnot. So I was like, well, damn, when he put it like that, Laura pretty much could have done this and got everybody freaking out. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, what is Laura's motive? Like, why did she get up and bounce like that? Like, what was the purpose? And I guess we'll get there someday, but I'm just like, what was the point? Like, you had a whole bunch of friends, you know what I mean, that you guys been through a whole bunch of stuff together. They had your back. Like, you asked, Connor and his mate to, become the guardian of your child. And I'm like, then you just bounce? And the way her father was talking, I'm like, trouble always seems to find her. And maybe she's the common denominator. And I'm just like, fuck Laurel. But Frank, he still cares. And he's trying to figure out like who's the second person that's able to, get access to this safe box. And he's like, is it Xavier? I forgot the other person's name, and he's like, And he goes to find out that it's Wes. And I was like, okay, so we get a flashback clip of Wes, talking to Annalise about how he had all the information in the lockbox. And I was like, damn. So Frank goes and let Annalise know about this situation. She's like, damn, because she remembers what he said to her, and he got everything. Rebecca, like everything, like all this different evidence. And I'm just like, Wes, Wes really like flipped on us. Like I wasn't expecting Wes to do what he did, but him and Laurel really had a pact, I guess. Like, I don't know. But Frank gets a fake ID, and he goes to the bank, and he gets in there. I was surprised that he didn't run into the lady that was there when he was trying to get the information, and she wouldn't really tell him much. But he gets in there, opens the safe box, and there's nothing in there. So he asks the guy, who was the last person to get access to this box? And he said Laurel did 3 days ago. And I was just like, this bitch. I'm just so sick of Laurel. Like, what is going on? Like, what is really going on with Laurel? And I really don't have a clue right now. And I'm thinking, well, did her father let her know that Frank had this key? Because I don't know how many days prior this was, but I'm like, could he have possibly was able to get in contact with her? Because he seemed like he didn't care to ever see her again. But it made me think that maybe he put her on to Frank having access for her to hurry up and get it out. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Annalise is trying to get some drugs, and I was like, damn, is she about to relapse? Because when Frank came knocking on her door, he was looking for her, and then she popped up. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, damn, she about to be strung out again. But nah, so she wanted him to plant the drugs on Vivian to get her the hell up out of here. Because pretty much this whole episode is Operation Get Vivian the hell out the way. And I think they succeeded. But Frank, flushes the drugs down the sink. And he was right. Like, no, Annalise, you wildin'. Like, just like she told Bonnie to relax, like, maybe that made her feel like she wasn't really doing what she needed to do. And she switched gears again, like, back to the old Annalise, But Frank was like, nah, like, the FBI is on us. Like, we cannot move like that. And I'm glad that he checked her and was able to, not let that go down, because we see that she actually was talking to the FBI. So, and at the end of the episode, Michaela is getting questioned by police, and they're basically saying that something about a dead informant. And when I first saw that, and then I seen like the thing that she had, and it was like, they kept showing us like flashes of blood, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, is this supposed to mean that Annalise got killed? But when they said that they wanted to question her about a dead informant. I'm like, well, Annalise she's not an informant. So who was it? Was it Gabriel? Because he did talk to the FBI before. It may be she killed him because she was the closest to him, and he probably got closer to the information about Sam. And maybe he still was working with the FBI. Or could it be Vivian? I don't know. I don't think it's Annalise. I don't think that she killed Annalise, because Annalise was not an informant. And I know they're trying to get us ready for Annalise probably being the one that gets killed in the end. And I don't know. I'm not really buying it. I feel like that's too obvious. And we know with this show, like, usually the obvious scenario isn't the right scenario. And I'm like, I don't know. But that was key, like, dead informant. Or it could be more than one murder this season. I mean, it is the final season, but I'm just like, But I don't think that Michaela killed Annalise in this situation. So, I don't know. You guys let me know who you think they're questioning her about. And we'll see. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week.